Let's talk about that tea and a mindful morning routine. Reverend Taka Kawakami is a Zen priest and thinker who teaches Buddhist philosophy and meditation at the Shinkoin Temple in Kyoto, Japan. He's an advisor of Cuzen Macha and can tell us how to practice mindfulness every day with a cup of tea. Welcome to Bay Area Focus, all the way from Japan.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Len.
It is good to have you. And first,
Mhm.
we hear so many people talk about Zen and finding Zen. What exactly is it? What's the definition?
Well, Zen is about observing ourselves. Well, ourselves in this case, our body, sensations, environment. So it's all about how we connect to each other.
So, speaking of connection, historically, Zen and tea have a connection. Why is that? How do they go together?
Well, first, tea introduced by Zen priests. Well, actually, second time introduced to Japan in 12th century, and since then, tea culture evolved in Zen temple environment. So that's why.
And I feel like I'm hearing about matcha more and more these days. And you say it's a great alternative to coffee, huh?
Yeah. Well, coffee have a strong stimuli because it's just more caffeine. But matcha have L-theanine, which is a type of amino acid that helps you to calm down, but have a perfect balance with caffeine. So keeps you awake, but same time keeps you calm.
So, as we teased before your interview, we can mindfully drink tea. How do we prepare ourselves for that process?
Well, so I partnered with Cuzen Macha. Actually, the machine behind me there. So they can make a freshly grounded matcha. So today's case, I'm using this sparkling water, and then I can just pour this matcha in like this, and we can start.
Okay, it looks good. And you tout what you call the five senses of the tea. Let's take our viewers on that journey, starting with touch.
Mhm.
What's that all about?
Well, well, today I'm using this glass here, but you can use any of your favorite cups. So first you can kind of close your eyes and actually pay attention to the texture. Normally when we using our favorite cup, just looking at colors and shape, but we tend to forget about textures and temperatures.
And next is the sight. What exactly are we looking for when it comes to that?
Well, sight in this case, it's more like it's sparkling water, so tiny bubble keep coming up. But also, since this is a freshly grounded matcha, so the color is more vivid than those already made powder.
So we covered touch, the sight, and you say we should also listen to the sound as well, right? What's that all about?
Hmm. Well, sound in this case, it's once again it's a bubble, so you can actually I have a headphone right now, but you can kind of closely put this glass by your ears, and then listening this bubble bursting on the top of surface of the tea.
And then there's taking in the smell as well.
Mhm. So since it's a freshly grounded, it's beautiful aroma here. So you can actually smell this freshness in a way.
And lastly, of course, can't forget about this, the taste.
Hmm. And then my recommendation, first one is like a little sip, because this case, tip of tongue is more focused on the sweetness. Then second one, you can go a big sip. So that's case, actually the tea goes all over in your mouth, so you can taste the umami, which is coming from the amino acid as well. Then you can keep repeating this.
Okay, and what's the importance of making sure you take in all those senses as you enjoy the tea?
Well, in a way that today we're using here a lot. I mean, so we can get all the information from the internet, and we're busy here, but we tend to forget about our body. But our mind is also created by our body as well. So that's why paying attention to all the subtleness. Then also like a subtleness, paying attention to subtleness is really important because we tend to attract the stronger stimuli, but it's not about black and white. We need to see the gray. So that kind of things, help us. So it's a tea, like, paying attention to five senses like this and the subtleness help to set the tone for a day.
Tone is always good. And you mentioned the machine. Talk about how that machine can just make it easier for us to enjoy that cup of tea in the morning.
Well, just you put the tea powder, tea leaves, and you push a button. It takes about 2 minutes to make a freshly grounded matcha. Then you can mix that with, like in today's case, I'm using sparkling waters. You can use almond milk or oat milk, regular milk, or you can actually use hot water in the winter time. Then, in a way that all different way of making, also you can observe that how those mixture change your mood. That's also another part of meditation too.
And so much still going on in the world, right? And things we've kind of overcome as well. Any other advice you have for just overall mindfulness in our world?
Well, in a way, the morning or evening or any time of day, just to take a short amount of time, and then not just about thinking, but paying attention to how your skin feeling the wind, or what are you actually hearing around you, or how your chest feels like, stomach feels like. Just start with drinking tea or paying attention to your breathing. That's a small thing, but start with paying attention to your body. Then helps you to actually calm your mind.
Yeah, taking the time just to pay attention. That's good advice there for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate your time. And once again, joining us all the way from Japan, we appreciate you. And hopefully you can incorporate the benefits of matcha and mindfulness into your morning routine. And to learn more about the Cuzen Macha at-home system, visit their website, cuzenmacha.com.